Okay, cool.
Well, we can also go to the library and do some research on the house's history that would be in older records.
Yeah. And also there were the survivors from this house who were in someplace in Canada.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Where did I write that down? But yeah, you're right. Those are.
I also feel like there were good leads in the phone, and I can't remember.
Yeah, there's Elizabeth Tucker, who was the antique dealer.
Yeah.
Who both Yamila and Arthur contacted. That was the last person that Arthur contacted.
We could split up and have a couple of us go do one thing and a couple of us go do another thing. That's what the 7230 Woodward Avenue thing was. That's Liz Tucker's address. We could go talk to her.
I wouldn't mind going to talk to Liz Tucker as I finish my breakfast ice cream.
Yeah, I would have.
It's bacon ice cream with maple and like a little waffle sticking out of it.
Just like some sprinkling of the chicken breadings, like chicken and waffles, but instead of sprinkles, it's just
it's breakfast. It's bacon and waffles. Maybe there's even one of those like candied eggs on top.
Oh yeah.
Well, I wouldn't mind going to the library and just doing some research there while somebody goes and talks to Liz.
I fancy a good talking.
I don't like people. I'd rather not talk to people.
I'm both good at talking to people and reading through history, so doesn't matter.
I'd rather not talk to people.
So it sounds like Dawn and Kenny are going to the library, and Alice and Roger are going to Liz.
Sure.
Seems like a good
Sure.
split.
Yep.
Before we split, I think that I would probably pull Dawn and is it Kenny or Kenny? Kenny?
Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny?
Ken.
Is it Kenny?
Kenny.
K-I-N-N-Y.
Listen, I don't know your life. I think I would probably pull you to a side and say, now listen, if they don't have the records and books, you have to go look at the microfilms, and if they don't have them on the microfilms, you need to go to the church, because churches keep records that are old.
Oh, interesting. I wouldn't have thought to go to the church.
I wouldn't have either.
Churches were the first record keepers before there were libraries.
Oh.
Oh.
Have fun! And I'll walk away.
I learned something today.
I hand her a helmet and a dum-dum sucker. Safety first, and I hop on my motorcycle and kick it on.
I'm so excited for this, so I'm ready with it.
I like get a shiver because that's terrifying to me.
And you guys would notice you would have noticed before you left, the license plate on the back of the Tahoe is different. Is a completely different license plate.
Oh no,
shit.
I wouldn't have noticed that. I don't even know what my real license plate is on my real car.
Hopefully one of you would have noticed that.
I would.
Is it like a novelty plate with like it says like loser on it with a Z?
No, it is
Number
it's
two.
just a generic license plate. It does say New Jersey now, though. It's a specific New Jersey plate.
Interesting.
I just thumbs up.
Wait, was it not New Jersey before?
No.
Oh, well. Now we're locals.
The Meadowbrook Public Library. It is red stone, like red brick. There's a fountain, an alabaster fountain in front, very pretty, nice garden work, and you enter. What sort of things are you looking for? I'm going to have you roll. Probably library.
History of the house.
Yeah,
Past,
property.
prior to
history is-
1950. Yeah.
Roll it up.
Beware
What
the
specifically are you looking for, Kenny?
Well, I just want to see if there's a file about the property and its history, but I'm looking on their computer directory to see where it would be in the building.
History also would succeed in that, or history is another skill that you could use.
Nope. It's only 10% for me. Oh, I got a friggin' 1.
That's very. I think with that you find there it's mainly newspapers and microfilm that everything is on. It's not like on the computers, but with that you find like a very easy path to where everything is.
Alrighty. I crack my knuckles. Okay. Kenny looks at the microfilm and he's just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Have you? I take it from Kenny and I just put it in the machine, stretch it out, close it up, boot it on, and then it's like a weird projector, but just on the screen. And she'll just kind of thumb through. Yeah.
Kenny's too tech savvy.
Technology.
Oh my god.
Kenny has learned something today.
What happens if you? Oh.
Yeah, you can make it bigger, and you can turn it around like three. This
is like friggin' Blade Runner.
It's modern Marvel.
It's very outdated.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess what we're looking for is the digital records for this place end at 1950, and we'd kind of like to see when the house was built.
Blueprints
Sure.
would be great.
And then,
also, just in case there's something weird.
Yeah, so I guess
I'll start going through what you guys find in news articles and stuff. If you want the blueprints, that would be somewhere else. You can roll for that for real.
I will do that. What would you like me to roll for that?
You could do history, you could do library use, you could do even computers that allow. Is library use in this, or is that?
Nope.
I'm thinking
No,
that's not in
I
this.
think that's Call of Cthulhu.
history. Yeah, then history, computers, or something else you can convince me of.
Well, if you want, because you're good with the microfilm, I can look up on the computer to see if there's blueprints.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, yeah, that's smarter.
You can keep looking at the microfilms. You know what to look for and everything, so.
I know how to look for.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's fine.
You can use this weird witchcraft.
Magic. All right. So I think you guys you read it together at least. The things you find out. One article is about the Wheeler marriage. May 1905. Meadowbrook celebrates the marriage of Michael Wheeler and Isabel Knott. Wheeler, 30, is a quintessential self-made man, a dashing young stonemason who prospered from contracts with governments and churches around the region. His business specialized in gargoyles, marble cuts, tiles, and monuments. Knott, 18, is daughter of a wealthy landowning family. Michael and Isabel were darlings of the town. You find a grainy wedding photo where she looks slim and proper. The next article is about Isabel Wheeler's sickness. 1905, November. Isabel Wheeler, newly married at 18 and the darling of Meadowbrook society, begins to suffer an unknown ailment. It renders her bedridden with convulsion, incapable of walking. The Wheeler House, May 1907. Stonemason Michael Wheeler begins construction of a small house at 1206 Spooner Avenue for himself and his invalid wife Isabel. Isabel Wheeler suffers from some form of palsy which has resisted the treatments of many doctors. The many doctors her desperate husband has hired from out of state. Michael Wheeler's death. October 1912. Wealthy stonemason Michael Wheeler dies during construction of county seat in Meadowbrook when a falling slab of marble strikes him fatally, and his body was decimated. Survived by his wife, Isabel Wheeler, the couple had no children. The next article is it's more of it's not like these are kind of official like society news pieces. They kind of switched to more of a gossip tabloid-esque type. And they start talking about a woman named Adele DiVitello, who began living at the house with Isabel Wheeler in June 1926. She, around the same time, shortly after, made an astonishing, seemingly complete recovery from this ailment that has long afflicted her. For the first time in 20 years, she made a brief, and she has been gone Isabel Wheeler has disappeared from the public eye ever since the death. But when she does appear now, she seems to be in the perfect picture of health. It talks, and it goes a little bit longer, about around the same time, there are several rumors and deaths about animals just kind of perishing around the house, and how she has disappeared. These two women have just disappeared from society. In 1956, Isabel Wheeler, an invalid for most of her life, Belle died at age 60. She lived with only a single caretaker, which was Adele Vitelli, who had moved out many years ago. What's left of her fortune was given to a local hospital. And that's where those news clippings end.
That's curious. Is Adele still alive?
You can look that up, but that would be another roll.
Yeah. Oh, so as far as the blueprint roll goes, I got an 89 out of 80, so I failed.
Okay. Yeah, you do not find the blueprints.
Damn. But let me see if I can look up Adele. 72 out of 80, so I did get that one.
Good. You find out that she has she purchased a small home in Meadowbrook, kind of on the outskirts. That is still its own. It's in her family still, but she does not own it. It's owned by her. I think you can find the records too. It's owned by her granddaughter, Jamie Cora.
Granddaughter. Where's the house?
It's 32 Elton Avenue. It's on the outskirts of Meadowbrook.
Well, looks like we have somebody we can talk to. Should probably talk to Adele's granddaughter, because there's something weird going on there. What's it? Alice mentioned that whole Isabel person a few times, so that's curious. It's weird, though, because I feel like in her story that she told us that Isabel died before Michael, but it sounds like Michael died before Isabel. Like a long time before Isabel. So that's interesting.
Right.
Or at least that's the assumption I made based on the story that she kind of told us about what she saw.
Yeah, the name Wheeler struck a note. Don will pull out the note again and point to one of the latter lines that just has Wheeler Furniture / books / papers. And oh wait, there's some, yeah. And say, I wonder what he meant by all that.
Do you think the Wheeler's furniture is at the antique store, and that's what he was trying to go to Liz to go buy it? Because if that's the case, I immediately pull out my phone and start texting the other crew. I drop my phone.
And with that, we will transfer to the other crew who have done. I mean, before you guys get this text, you motorcycle crew are headed to Liz, correct?
Yep.
When?
The address we have.
You guys pull up. It is a very modern aesthetic type house. There are two garages. There's like a round kind of driveway, and there are two different garages on each side of this very nice two-story modern house. And you walk up, and there is a buzzer.
I buzz it.
It's as you buzz it. A second later, you hear a voice. Hello, I wasn't expecting anyone. Who is it?
Does it sound like a woman, or?
Yeah.
Like that.
Slightly
Okay.
higher. It's really more monotone, but higher. Slightly higher.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Howdy, ma'am. We're here just to ask a few questions. Local law enforcement. Just wanted to have a nice, friendly chat with you.
You hear a sigh as the buzzer stops, and a second later, the door opens and reveals a woman in her maybe late 20s. She's got wavy black hair about shoulder length, a blue blouse, and a black skirt. Yeah. What kind of law enforcement? What's going on? Come on in.
Well,
and she gestures.
I walk in.
She lets you in, and then she looks at you guys. Do you have any sort of badge or anything? Looking at the Texas Cowboy and Alice.
Ghostbuster. Oh wait,
Ghostbuster.
No. Alice.
Indeed, we're with a special task force, but this special task force is comprised of several different law enforcement companies. I'd like to show you my badge, and I take out my Texas Ranger badge. As you can see, ma'am, we're here under an investigation, and you look like you're friendly. And you would indeed like to give us a hand, wouldn't you?
You can try to roll it. It's going to be a little harder, but go ahead.
Of course, you can try to. He's fishing. That's a 007.
That's pretty good. She, as you were doing this and waving it back and forth, she kind of grabs her hand and says, "Yeah, I got it. Okay, weird shit." She kind of puts it down. Once again, this will work on the feeble-minded, not everyone.
I gotta try it.
Yeah,
Didn't
go
know.
ahead. And she kind of gestures for you to sit down on a very nice, like, modern couch with, like, very expensive leather. And says, what is it? How can I help you?
We're here to talk about some dealings you've been having, maybe a Mr. Arthur Donnelly. Does that name ring a bell?
Her eyes kind of, like, look up and she thinks for a second. Yeah, I was supposed to meet him, I think, in a day or two before his death. He wanted me to find some stuff for him, but he didn't exactly say what. He said he was looking for some old furniture, but he didn't specify. We were supposed to talk about it in a meeting.
So he didn't specify. When were you scheduled to meet up?
Tomorrow. In the game, you guys have had this information. It was in Arthur's phone on a calendar date. I believe it was either tomorrow at this point or like the day after.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm searching through my notes. I'm like, I should have searched these a little sooner.
Do they get the text?
What sort of antiques do you specialize in, miss?
She kind of begins to like, despite the fact this is mostly a modern furnished house, there are a couple very like old, like an antique ottoman and a end table that is just like rotten bronze and iron. And she says mainly furniture, just kind of, pieces people buy, spend way too much money on for their shitty houses. Get all fancy.
No, there was no indication of maybe the type of furniture he was interested in. Nothing at all.
I think right around this time you get the text from Kenny, and she's saying,
Roger's phone goes off and it goes, "Do you believe in love?"
My true heart song.
Every time you get a text?
it plays the entirety of the song every time he gets a text.
He didn't know how to set it to just be a ding.
What does the text say, Kenny?
It says, Liz Tucker might have Wheeler furniture. And then in another text it says, like, it's one of those where I just keep blowing up his phone. And Wheelers were the people who built the house. Isabel Wheeler was the one in the vision. And Liz Tucker might have her furniture. 3 thumbs up emojis.
Excuse me, ma'am. We may have had a breakthrough in our investigation. How about Isabel Wheeler? Does that name come to mind? Wheeler Furniture.
Oh, yeah, people talk about her, I guess. She used to live in town and lived in the spooky house, 1206.
Do you happen to have any of her belongings or furniture?
She doesn't run. She walks casually to the kitchen, grabs her laptop, and starts searching. She says, "Not in the garage, but I could get it pretty easily. It's gonna cost a little bit of money, but yeah, I can find it."
Well, ma'am, this is a federal investigation. Any assistance that you could provide for said investigation would just be a good humanitarian action. Good Samaritan, you would be.
Roll a persuade or charisma, either way.
Oh, charisma's better. Yep, 74 out of 80.
Oofda.
She says, she thinks she gives, like, the first time you've seen her give, like, just a hint of a smile. One of her lips curls up and she says, "I kind of like you, you're weird. How about 2 for 1? Or buy 2, get 1 free. And this will lower the difficulty of this accounting check a lot. I still run a business. I can't get free things for free. I can't take a $3,000 hit for humanity."
Absolutely. I respect a small business owner. Yep. Well,
One of you can
I
make a
got
check.
some. I got a card and it's ready to burn hot. So I'll do it. What do I do to spend money?
It's either accounting, intelligence, or you can burn a bond.
Jeez.
You can lower a bond by 1.
You know what I'm horrible at? Both of those. Oh, good old 35 intelligence. Here I go.
Can I assist in some way, shape, or form?
If he fails, you can do it.
I'm
If
trying
he
to
fails-
impress the lady, but I lean over to Alice. Hey, Alice, can you spot me a little bit?
You pull out your pocket, a little moth flies out
Yeah.
and dies.
A bunch of old candy wrappers.
Yeah. a melted Milky Way.
Oh, God.
Can I just let her roll, or do
You can let Alice roll. She's better at it.
I guarantee it.
My intelligence is in fact 80, so.
Yeah.
That is an 18.
Very good. I think you with that you slip him the card. Are you gonna slip him the card? Or are you gonna hand your card to her?
Oh, no, I would probably slip him my card, actually.
Okay. With a slight palm, she palms you the card, and you pay. And she takes it. She runs to one of those square things that are on one of their pads and swipes and says, "Yeah, I can have that to you probably by tomorrow. Most of it's local."
That's mighty fine, miss. We awfully appreciate your assistance in this investigation.
Do you want me to drop it off? Have it dropped off somewhere, or do you want to pick it up here?
Maybe we could meet for a slice of pie.
We can pick it up here.
Yeah, we'll pick it up here.
I'll give you. I don't have your guys' number, so I can give you a text during.
I'll
the
give you my number. I mean, here's my number. For professional purposes.
She takes it down and puts it in her phone. Says, "All right, I'll let you know."
But if you need anything else, you call Raj.
All right.
Raj. My name's Roger. I don't think I said that.
No, Liz.
Yep.
And she goes to Alice too. Liz offers her hand.
Then I will shake her hand. What is my charisma? Okay. I'm Alice. Thank you so much for your help. You don't happen to have any of the correspondence with Arthur, do you?
I can probably pull up the texts, yeah. And she goes to her phone and pulls up. There are texts about, and it's the general glimpse of it is him saying, "I know, I'm with, I don't think he says Delta Green, but he, uses some code, and it makes it very clear who he's with and what he's looking for without specifying why. Just he's looking for old furniture related to a mystery in the area, but doesn't specify if it was the Wheelers."
Okay. Alice would probably then say, if there's anything else that you can think of that might be useful for us during this investigation, please don't hesitate to tell us.
Yeah, of course.
I offer her my hand, of course, for a handshake.
Shakes it, yeah.
And I palm her a watermelon airhead.
She looks at it.
Watermelon's best flavor.
That's true. It's always the pink and red flavors, yeah. Pink Starburst. And she opens it up and eats it. It's good. It's a weird tip, but I like it.
Be still my heart.
Okay, we're gonna go, and I'm gonna start shuffling him out. Thank
Ma'am.
you so much for your time.
And you guys leave the house right as the library crew is done. You guys are now outside of your respective places. What do you do?
I'll
He
probably...
yells, "Yeah!" as he gets outside.
Clicks his
Clicks his
heels.
boots. Yeah.
I'm gonna text the other crew the address to the granddaughter's house, Jamie Cora, and say that it is Isabel's caretaker's granddaughter, which is Adela's residence after she moved out of the Isabel house, and say that we're gonna head there.
We ride.
Do you have another lollipop?
Oh yeah, of course, miss, of course. Here,
What flavor?
it's a mystery flavor. Who knows? Pina colada, root beer.
I will.
And a
Eat
chair
it.
and the helmet. Safety first.
I'll eat it. What flavor is it?
Roll a d4.
I'm rolling a d10 right now.
Tutti
Roll
frutti.
it.
7. Roll the 7.
It's cream soda. Or you can beg, I don't care. Oh, I love the cream soda ones.
Jeez, yeah,
Oh.
why? How could you
Alice
betray
hates
us?
root beers and cream sodas.
I see her reaction. I pull it out of her mouth, put it into mine, and hand her a different one.
Roll another d10.
This is the blue one.
Soda again.
Here, blue raspberry. Always safe with a blue raspberry.
Thank you very much.
We're right.
Does it turn my mouth blue? Please
Yep,
say
that's
yes.
why I gave it to you.
Amazing. Absolutely iconic.
FBI agents. Hello.
After that, I just don't stop smiling. I want everyone to see my blue teeth.
You guys, after a little bit of a drive, make your way out to more of a cottage-style home on the outskirts of Meadowbrook. It is like a very nice dark wood make. There's a very nice garden with a variety of herbs and flowers in the front that trails around to the back.
Before we go inside, can I figure out more about Jamie?
You're gonna Facebook her? Or
Yeah,
whatever
probably.
you're-
Well, just see all
Sure.
of her social media accounts, essentially, not just Facebook. See if there's just anything about her.
Roll it.
Okay. 27 out of 80, so I'm good.
She doesn't have I think you find her Facebook. She's a younger woman. She hasn't updated in maybe in a little while. Just seems like she's got a Facebook, but it's just friends only. She seems to be younger, mid to early 20s. She's got kind of a very short, I don't know, no hairstyle. She's got slightly wavy hair. It goes down to about here in the front. It's a little bit shorter in back. You see a picture of her.
Oh, I was gonna say, does she have any pictures of her with her grandmother?
No, she does not.
No Throwback Thursdays, huh?
No.
Kenny says that. Sad. I shut the laptop. Okay, well, let's see what we can find out. And then I guess the motorcycle pulls up right as that happens.